You'd have to go to it.
Tyler, welcome to the pre-class video on VSEPR and molecular polarities.
It kind of smells in here. There's a lot of methane.
Yeah, a lot of methane. I don't know what's going on. So up here we have the Lewis structure of methane molecule drawn. And one of the limitations we have in the classroom is that we do a lot of things on paper, well, or on whiteboards or chalkboards or what have you. Well, guess what? This is a two-dimensional surface, right? But we're taught molecules are three-dimensional objects. And so I draw out the Lewis structure and I draw it flat. And it looks flat. I have these nice four things that are off on the cardinal points. It's a flat molecule, right?
Wrong.
Wrong. Wrong. It's three-dimensional. It turns out that atoms don't like to be crowded. The electrons that are bonding don't like to be crowded. They want to get as far apart as possible.
Right.
And it turns out that when you have four things around one atom, to get the farthest apart isn't a flat orientation.
Because if you think about it, there's all this space in front of the board,
Yep.
all the space behind the board, and yet they're all crowding each other right in this plane.
Right. So what ends up happening is that two of these pop out towards you, two of them pop away, and you get a three-dimensional shape called a tetrahedron. Right? So today's class, or tomorrow's class, or whenever, is going to be about trying to predict and understand what three-dimensional shapes molecules take. The first step is always going to be to draw the Lewis structure. Once you have the Lewis structure, then there are kind of some rules to predict what shape things are going to be. And just as another little added thing, we can actually draw to represent that it's not a flat molecule. And so I can draw straight lines to indicate, oh, these actually are in the plane of the board. But then to draw perspective drawing, I draw little wedges. So that wedge means that it's coming out of the board, and I can draw a little dotted line, meaning it's receding, it's back behind the board, right? And so these are top and bottom, and these are front and back, and you get a three-dimensional shape, right? So that's how we represent them in 2 dimensions.
All right, good luck in class.
Great.